assuming that you'd like to decline being the chair and elect Karen once again?
Yes, that would be preferable.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Thanks, Ed. Hi, everybody. Let's get started. So my computer is not slow, but I can no longer seem to print anything. So there's always something.
Always something.
So I'm going to read my screen from Alexis's notes. Okay. I'd like to open up the Conservation Commission and Inland Wetland Agency meeting. It is Tuesday, October 27th, 2020 at 6:03. Can I have the roll call, please?
Yes. Ed Holowenko.
Here.
Karen DeStephanis.
Here.
John Mailing.
Here.
Steve Clockey.
Here.
Matthew Pence.
Here.
John Levin.
Here.
And Cheryl Brown.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like there have been no new receipts, if that's correct.
That is still correct.
Wow, okay.
Longest runs, yeah.
Okay.
There are things in the pipeline. So you will get busier, but not for at least a couple weeks.
Okay, good. Under item number 4, Roman numeral 4, discussion and or decision, S20-553 12 Holiday Drive, Lawton, corrective action, restoration of a wetland, watercourse, and upland review area.
Let's check my email. So I just moments ago emailed and called the applicant to see if they were interested in attending tonight's meeting. I'm just gonna make sure he's not here. He did send some revised plans yesterday. I was not in yesterday, so I did not get a chance to really look at them until later today. And my question for him was whether he wanted to review them with me so that I could give him some feedback, or to have you look at it. And I didn't hear back, but he's not here. So I think I would maybe go to the, well, no, because you're going to recuse yourself. It's up to you. He did submit a revised plan. I have barely looked at it. It is posted on the website, and I can screen share to show it to you.
Okay.
But the applicant's not here, so I guess
right. I would say let's not and just wait for him, and that way he can have the opportunity to present anything that he's changed and also touch base with you. That would be my recommendation.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, Alexis, did you get any sense that there's been a change in what was presented before?
I'd say probably not a significant change. It looks like some things were considered, like removing the previously planted non-native plants, but I'd say there's not a significant change. Small changes.
All right. Well, my own view, I agree with. I agree that we should wait to address it formally until our next meeting, after we've had a chance to look at what's been submitted.
Right.
But I came into this meeting disappointed that I couldn't really see what was being proposed as well as I would like to, and disappointed as well that there seemed to be just basically an occupation of a wetlands. And I was looking for something that would, I don't know, mitigate that in some way. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, yeah, your next meeting is November 10th. So we have 2 weeks to hopefully get closer to a resolution.
Okay, so then why don't we move on to the next item, which is S20-554 Suncrest Road, Norwalk Housing Authority. construction of 69-unit residential complex with associated grading and landscaping adjacent to a wetland and a watercourse.
All right, and for this item, I believe that Ed Holowinko and Stephen Clocky are both recused.
Right.
So if you want to maybe just stop sharing your video for a few minutes, and then you'll hear us come back on.
Okay, but let me ask you this. What do we have after this? We have
really important stuff like the minutes.
yes, which were
Yeah.
really good this time. So I was just wondering, like, if they have other things to do, is there any reason to come back?
Tree Advisory Council, I emailed them and they said, hey, we've got a meeting at 6, why don't you join us? And I'm like, I should be able to. So if you don't mind, thank you, Karen, for opening that door. I'm going to walk through it.
We will have a quorum, so you're off the hook.
Thank you.
Sure
Good night.
thing. You too. Take it easy.
Good night, Steve.
Okay. So, okay, now we'll go back. Sorry.
Yes. All right. So West Cedar Street. I did moments ago just email a potential draft resolution for approval with conditions. At the last meeting, you opened and closed the public hearing. And then that was kind of enough. So you didn't have much discussion after the public hearing was closed. But I tried to take your comments during the public hearing and come up with a draft resolution if you wanted to make a decision. You have technically 35 days to render a decision once you close the public hearing. So that would mean without an extension from the applicant, you would be doing that tonight or at your next meeting on November 10th. The special conditions are fairly standard. They require a bond, they require a silt fence, and the other erosion controls be installed prior to work. It calls out the proposed wetland and watercourse buffer and notes the required improvements to the buffer with the planting and the invasive plant management removal. It sets a time frame for doing work within the upland review area and has a condition regarding the filing of some kind of declaration or similar instrument on the land records that talks about the maintenance of the wetland and watercourse and associated buffers, the stormwater system, and the that includes the rain garden
And the bond.
and a bond. Yes.
I read the October 26th memo and thought that it did a good job of picking up on the things that we were concerned about at the last meeting. I saw nothing problematic about it.
Anybody else have any comments about this?
I just want to make sure the declaration covers, refers to a specific plan. That right now it's referring to rain garden plans, and I just want to make sure that it's referring to the specific plans. Also, in regards to the declaration, that under number 3, it talks about inspecting the rain garden and stormwater management system, but that section actually leaves out the wetlands part, even though it's been mentioned previously as part of what we would be allowed to inspect. So I would like that language put into number 3 for the declaration. That it doesn't just cover the stormwater and rain gardens, but it covers the wetlands. And they do previously in number 2 mention the wetland plantings, but then in number 3, it didn't specifically call out the wetland plantings. Or at least not clearly to me.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
And this declaration allows us or you to go out there with notice at any time after the completion of the project to inspect. Is that correct?
That's how I read it, yes.
Okay. I like that. I like that inclusion. This
And
project.
that's one of the things that I can confirm with the law department,
Okay.
the perpetuity of it.
Wouldn't we, in normal circumstances, be entitled to take a look over the fence and see if what was agreed to is what was done or being done? I mean, without having a special dispensation?
Yeah, certainly during the proposed activity, when an applicant signs a permit application and a permit is granted, when they are doing the work detailed in the permit, when they sign the application, they're signing that they kind of give a right of inspection, but that's not necessarily in perpetuity. Yeah. So
Okay.
you don't have the right to go on to personal property at any time, just because they have a past wetland permit. But you can always be on a city, like a street or a right of way and peek over the fence, as you had said. Absolutely.
Okay.
This is just granting more than peeking over the fence to actually inspect the systems.
Good.
Okay.
All right, did anybody else have any concerns or comments?
None.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I mean, I glanced through it. Nothing of major concern. Was interested to hear what you guys had to say, and yeah, kind of defer to you guys.
I think that the public participation was very helpful, but didn't really shed anything new to this project. But I appreciated the fact that they did come out and that they did advocate for, a lot of conservation measures. But I don't think any of their comments would preclude us from, granting this application. I think that the applicant pretty much presented a pretty comprehensive plan. I don't know. I have some concerns about the stormwater, but the guys from Ty and Bond seem to have enough backup material so that it doesn't seem like that's going to be a problem. But that's it. I don't really have anything else to add to this. All right. I don't know. Does anyone want to make a motion, or do you want to sit on this longer?
No, I'd make a motion.
It's worth discussing. We didn't have a whole lot of time to read that. Is there any harm in just giving it a little bit more thought to see if anything else comes to mind, or is there any urgency to get this thing? Well, that's just
I guess the only thing is we would have to get a formal extension from the applicant. And
No,
I guess
you have until November 10th. You have 35 days without
Okay.
an extension.
okay. So it's, if you feel more comfortable with that, that's always something to consider. If you have a specific reason why you want to consider that, that would be even a better reason to move on. But to wait until the November meeting. But we can certainly make a decision at the next meeting,
when was the next meeting again?
November 10th.
Oh, okay, so that's the deadline. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to raise the point for discussion. I don't have any specific reason other than just more time to kind of think through and digest the October 26th memo. But it's really just a discussion point, and really kind of comfortable with what you guys decide.
Yeah, I know. I felt like their application was pretty complete. I definitely appreciated like the fact that they're using pervious pavement. I did find that their wetland planting was more than adequate. It was definitely more than, you know, what we see a lot of times. I honestly have no problem voting, you know, tonight on this project. I feel like the memo was pretty comprehensive as well.
Okay.
So I think I will make a motion,
Okay, go
and
for it.
then we will see how it votes through.
Okay, that sounds good.
I move that we approve the application number S20-554, subject to draft resolution detail shown in staff's memo of October 26th. And we made some, did we not make a few small changes to a couple of the numbers? If we did, I include those changes in my motion. That's it.
Okay, the motion has been made by John Malling. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Cheryl Brown. Any further discussion?
I believe that there was not any discussion on changing the actual language of any of the conditions, but asking for assurances regarding special condition number 8 regarding the declaration to be filed, to make sure that when that is reviewed by the Conservation Commission staff and the law department, that it refer to specific plans, that it has a language regarding the wetlands, watercourses, and buffers in paragraph 3, and that it is in perpetuity.
Right.
That was my understanding.
Cheryl, that addresses your concern.
Yes, it definitely does. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent.
Just, does that require an amendment to the motion, or is that already in the document that I put forward?
That is, does not, you're fine on all accounts.
All right.
That's always a good thing. Okay, motion's been made by John Malling, seconded by Cheryl Brown. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye, or
Aye.
let's just say raise your hand.
Okay, so that's 4 in favor, and we would have 1 abstention from Mr. Levin.
Yes. John, you can vote next time around.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so motion's been passed. And I guess you'll reach out to the applicant and just let them know of, you know, some of the details that we discussed tonight, although I see
Yes.
that they are in attendance anyway, so they probably hear this.
Good.
Okay, then we will move on to, hold on, I got to go back to the minutes. Okay. All right, so that's what it is, approval of the minutes, October 13th, 2020. Does anybody have any changes? No changes? Mine was so minor that I'm not going to even mention it. But I will go on record to say I loved the whole section on the commissioner's little chit-chatting and the fact that we appreciated Ed's cat. Hey, and just to know, Ed Halloween goes back at 6:20.
Thank you.
You're done. All right, so do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from October. I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. October
October 13th,
October
2020.
13th.
I'll second that. Okay, so the motion's been made by Cheryl, seconded by Karen DeStefanis. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in
Just
favor? Okay,
Karen,
yes?
I never could find the October 13th. Alexis, could you send me a copy sometime?
Absolutely.
Okay, no, that's it.
Okay, no problem. Okay, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, it looks like everybody, including Ed Halowinko and John has, 11 has abstained.
Okay.
Okay. All righty, let me jump back to the outline here. Okay, public comments. I don't believe we have any of those. So we'll move on to item 7, comments of staff. That would be you, Alexis.
Hopefully.
Oops, I'm stuck here. No comments from staff tonight. Just welcome to your latest commissioner, and that's it. Just
So, John, you know that it's a long-standing tradition that at the holidays, you have to sing Christmas carols for all of us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway, welcome. We're very happy to have you on board, and hopefully you'll find this challenging, not too challenging. Okay, so no further comments. You, Alexis, are you sure? Do we have a lot of things coming up?
No, just a smattering of corrective action applications with violations that are kind of in the works,
Okay.
and other projects, but nothing noteworthy yet.
Was there anybody, is there some possibility of white smoke in terms of getting you some help?
I'd say things are slowly moving along at City
All right.
Hall. So
Okay, we'll settle for that.
it's a process.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now we go to comments of commissioners. Does anybody have anything they'd like to say?
No.
This is the fastest meeting ever. John, you are so lucky.
Yeah, John, you joined at the right time because last meeting was 3 hours, I think. We're doing 3 hours, so.
No, they're all like this, John. Honestly, we really just,
Okay,
I have
just
confidence.
breeze through.
I have confidence this is a typical meeting and we'll be wrapped up by 6:30 each time.
yes,
In
we
time for
always
dinner.
do. Yes, every
Right.
time.
Right.
Okay, the only thing I would like to say is don't forget to vote. Everything counts. And that's it. I don't think we have anything else. So,
Okay.
Ed, do you have anything that you want to add?
Not really. Welcome John and Matt to the commission. Hopefully you'll be around for a long time.
Yes, yes.
Well, commissioners come and go. But if you look back over our work over the past 20 years, we have really changed what we do around here. And we have a lot of accomplishments, which we tend not to see because we get caught up in the monthly projects or whatever they are. So we don't see the whole picture over the long term, but we really do a fantastic job around here.
Ed, when were you first appointed? Do you remember?
Oh God, I don't know. I have to look. It was back like maybe
90.
like 2001 or
The Coolidge administration.
No, I don't, Alexis, I don't think so, because I came in on 99.
You came in 99, so
Uh-huh.
So
And Ed definitely came in like a few years after me.
2001 then, maybe?
Yeah, Alex Knopp was mayor when I came in.
So yeah, 2000. So that was
Esposito was when I came in, so think about how long that was.
But I think, Ed, you were on the commission when I started to work for the city.
Yep.
Yeah, we had 2 other people working in your office, prior to me coming in.
So, and that was when I was technically hired by Esposito, but never really worked under him because he had into November 2001 was so November 1st was my first day. So
okay, so I came in like
hired me, and then by the time that I got here, Knopp had been elected.
Yeah, so I came in around the year 2000.
Yeah, so the year before. So 20
Yeah,
years.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of changes, and I think
Mhm.
Karen and I know all the characters, and
Mhm.
we actually remember most of these projects.
Yeah, yep.
Ed, I did have a chance to visit the Avalon Norden property over the weekend. The weather cooperated, and that was really quite impressive. I've lived in Norwalk for 29 years. And I understand that property had been preserved for now 10 years, if that's correct,
Well, at least 10 years.
and never even knew it existed. It's quite impressive, and I'm sure that I walked through with my wife, and I'm sure that we just saw a little bit. I took a bunch of photographs, and I have a bunch of questions that I would love to ask about it, but it'll wait till later.
Okay. Just for your information, that used to be a dumping ground back there. And if the original Avalon plan was approved, there would have been another set of buildings over there.
Right.
So that we keep on them.
We definitely got out of the meeting at 6:30 on those meetings. See,
Oh, yeah.
How many more units would Avalon have? Did Avalon wish to add using that property?
It would have been another big building like what you see there now.
So the current one is
Was it one or two
244. So it would have been roughly double that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was more. I can't remember. It was 2005.
So it's been like 15 years now.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember the total number of units.
Yeah, I know the original application was turned down.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. Actually, I don't remember how many total units. But
Okay, well, there'll be plenty more projects, so. I guess I would ask before we take off, does everybody think that they'll be able to make the November 10th meeting?
I'll be there.
yeah.
Okay.
I should be
Okay.
able to.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a quorum then. All right. Do I
All right.
hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Okay, I'll second it. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
thank
Good
you
night.
all.
Oh, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Okay, bye.